Good evening, one and all. I welcome you all to this panel discussion on value-based education. So, I welcome Dr. Nidhi, who has done Master of Computer Science Engineering from Savitribai Phule, Pune University, and she is right now working as faculty at Shivaji Rao Jodhale College of Engineering, Maharashtra. She has 14 years of teaching experience and involved with UH-related activities since July 2020. So I request Dr. Nidhi to take us the panel discussion.
Thank you so much. We will be talking about vision for holistic value-based education. In the previous panel discussion on need of value education, we were able to talk about the priority of values over skills in education. And with the panel discussion which we had, we were clearly able to see that as an individual, it is important for me to see what to do, followed by how to do. And this understanding what to do can be grasped well with value education part, and then skill education can help an individual on how to do and doing part. Even though present approach is with the skill education, which addresses most of the time needs of the body and may not have focus on right understanding. Also, due to this, the capacity to live in relationship with other human being is not in focus. And the core focus is to accumulate more and more, consume more and more, rather than to produce what is required and utilize it rightly. But with now, we see this possibility open for solution-centric approach, where with value-based education, where we are addressing the needs of self as well as the body, and this ensures right understanding in every child, the capacity to live in relationship with other human being, and the capacity to identify the need of physical facility, the skills and practices for sustainable production of more than what is required, right utilization of physical facility leading to feeling of prosperity. The guidelines for this value education are: the content has to be universal, rational, verifiable, and leading to harmony. And with this possibility, now as we go ahead for this vision part, we would like to see the vision at an individual level. So at an individual level, presently, even though the living is happening with lack of human consciousness, where the focus is mostly on physical facility alone, but now we are seeing the possibility of consciousness development of a human being. And for this holistic development of human consciousness, it has to ensure right understanding in every child, the capacity to live in relationship with the other human being, and the capacity to identify the need of physical facility. With this capacity, now we can utilize skills and practices for sustainable production of more than what is required, leading to the feeling of prosperity. As we clearly see in this diagram, that this is the transformation at an individual level, being able to shift the focus in living from only physical facility to including right understanding, relationship, and physical facility in this set priority order, leading to mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. And that is we are calling as transformation, that is we are calling as progress. The vision we see at societal level is, once at an individual level, this right understanding is ensured, that is, the clarity is ensured about relationship and about the physical facility. With that, such an individual participating, understanding harmony at all four levels of being, starting from individual, family, society, and nature existence. And with this understanding, when the individual starts living in relationship with human beings around them, then this possibility of justice getting ensured is there. And we see the order as from family to world family, paving the way to undivided society. When an individual is having this clarity about the physical facility which we are getting from rest of the nature, and having this understanding of who am I as an individual, what can be my participation for my family, society, and nature and existence. With that, now we see the possibility of fulfillment of human goal, that is happiness and prosperity at individual as well as family level. And with that, when the human goal is fulfilled, we see that this universal human order can be ensured at societal level. Each individual can be happy and they are participating well at the level of themselves, family, society, and nature. And this also we see can happen from family order to world family order. And this shift, this transformation, this progress can take place with education, where every next generation can have improved understanding, can have right feelings ensured with them. Currently, we see the state of society being inhuman society, which is mostly a crowd or a battlefield. But now, with this content brought in the education part, we see that a humane society can be there. And for that, with human education introduced, personal transformation taking place for individuals who are going through it can lead to societal transformation by way of participation at larger orders. With this, now I would like to invite our panel for having further discussion. Thank you so much.
No, you have to introduce Sunil Bhaiya. And this part is left.
Sorry. The desirable outcomes which we are expecting, that is common graduate attributes from this whole process of holistic education, are holistic vision of life for an individual, socially responsible behavior, environmentally responsible work, ethical human conduct, having competence and capabilities for maintaining health and hygiene, and respect for excellence and gratitude for all. If we talk about these desirable outcomes, we see this possibility that every individual can have holistic vision of life. Currently, the vision I may have been able to set as an individual is mostly reference from the societal norms, but now this possibility is open that I as an individual can see this possibility of leading to happy and prosperous life. With that, when I can ensure this this clarity on happiness and prosperity in me, an individual can involve in socially responsible behavior, leading to more and more participation for well-being of all. Such an individual having clarity of this prosperity ensured and understanding of the four orders in nature can ensure their conduct in such a way that which can be environment friendly, and they can participate in environmentally responsible work. Such an individual now do not need any do's and don'ts, but can ensure this ethical human conduct by having this understanding of the harmony at all four orders of living. This possibility is open that an individual can work on development of their competence and capabilities for maintaining health and hygiene at individual level as well as family level. And now at individual level, we see this possibility that each would like to work towards ensuring right understanding at all levels, that is excellence, and seeing this possibility that for my existence, everyone around me is helping, and that is how can ensure this feeling of gratitude for all. With this, now I would like to invite Dr. Sunil Kumar NG. He has completed his BTech in Civil Engineering, MTech, and PhD in Structural Engineering. Presently, he is professor and HOD at Division of Civil Engineering in his university, and he's associated with UHV from June 2020. I would request you to kindly go ahead with the panel discussion. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Nithi Chirag Seste, for this very nice presentation, exemplifying the vision for value education. After having a recap of this need of value education, you have exemplified the vision for value education. I hope you will continue sharing the slides, Ms. Nidhi. I hope you share the slides continuously so that I can go on with my role of moderator. Or shall I take over?
Ji.
Take over, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, we discussed very briefly about the vision for value education, and now we are going to have a discussion upon this vision for value education. So I welcome the panelists of today. One is Dr. Kumar Sambhav. He is an associate professor and acting director at UP Institute of Design, Noida. He is a BTech, MTech, and PhD from IIT Kanpur in mechanical engineering and has been actively involved with value education on a pro bono basis since 2001. And we have our next panelist, Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey. He is a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences, and he is a head of the institute and IPS SAGE University, Indore. He is a convener of Value and Ethics Department, Value Ethics Development Cell at the university. We have our third panelist, Dr. Jagdish Babu Bellam. He is an assistant professor and UHPSL coordinator in the Department of Physics, Madarapalli Institute of Technology and Science, Annamaya District, Andhra Pradesh. He is connected to the University of Human Values content since June 2021. The next panelist is Dr. Ami Para Mandilalji. He is a retired principal from an engineering college in the GTU. He is associated with UHB from the last 4 years. And we have the last panelist of today's discussion, Dr. Swayam Prabha Satpathy. She is an associate professor from the Shiksha O Anusandhan deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. She is a professor in communication, UHB coordinator, Eastern region. So welcome all the panelists for this discussion. Now we will go into the questions. So the gist of the vision has been exemplified very nicely by Professor Nithi Sasde, that the transformation is essential from the current state to the desirable state. So we need to work for the human consciousness. We need to work for the right understanding in everyone. We need to work for the right feelings, ensuring the relationship with every other human being. And we also need to work for this physical facility, which is ensuring the feeling of prosperity in everyone. And same time, we have to work for the societal transformation also. When we work for the personal transformation, that has to be reflected in the societal transformation. So education is a key for that. So, and also we have exemplified regarding the graduate attributes in this short presentation. So in this context, I would like to ask this question to Dr. Kumar Sambhav. Welcome, Dr. Kumar Sambhav, for this presentation, for this discussion. Can you kindly share your vision on the high value on this, your vision for higher education?
Thank you, Dr. Sunil. It's a very relevant question, particularly when we are having the international conference on holistic value-based education. So as I see, presently, students are coming to higher education for the sake of job, and they are looking for job for the sake of package. And this has somewhat become a very wrong vision of life. And we can see the pathetic state of society when we see people going for accumulation, indulgence, and exploitation, because the right vision is not there presently in the higher education. So as I find that students want to become something, maybe a doctor, engineer, IAS officer, a lawyer, or whatever, a bureaucrat. But this cannot be the final goal. Behind this desire to become something, there's a desire to do something or get something. So somebody wants to earn money, somebody wants to do some research, somebody wants to serve the society, somebody wants to take the care of parents. So this could be the desire behind becoming something. But going further, I explore and see that this is also not the ultimate desire. The ultimate desire is to be something, and that is to be happy, as it was rightly mentioned by Mr. Nidhi. It is to be happy, it is to be prosperous. We want to have fulfilling relationships, a fulfilling life. And that is somewhat missing, even though we can see that the education is on the rise. Earlier, if you just look at our state of society 50 years back, very few people were going through education. The literacy was so low, and now the literacy has gone above 85%. And in some states, it is almost 100%. So we're expecting that once the literacy goes high and we are having more and more educated people in the society, the problems should come down. But we are now getting fresh kinds of problems. And that is because the right kind of vision I am not able to see in higher education. Through higher education, we are developing the teachers of tomorrow, parents of tomorrow, policymakers of tomorrow. And that's why it is very essential that we instill the right vision in them. And according to me, the right vision is what Mr. Nidhi was also sharing, that there has to be some consciousness development. There has to be priority for right understanding in education. There has to be priority for right living in education. Physical facility is just one set of needs and not the complete need for a human being, isn't it? Just amassing wealth will not help the society to prosper or be happy. So I'll fully agree with the vision that has been shared by Ms. Nidhi for higher education or value-based education. Thank you, Dr. Sunil.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar Sambhav, for this your views on the vision on value education, especially higher education. So, so you have been stating that the ultimate desire is to be focused upon, rather than what the students want to do or want to get. The ultimate desire is to be happy and to be prosperous at all the time. So this has to be inculcated. That's what you're trying to trust upon. So in this light, I would like to ask our second panelist, Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey. So Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey, I ask the same question to you. What is your vision on for higher education?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunil. I think I would also agree with Dr. Kumar that the current education system is more emphasizing on the skill part. And there is a lot of work on information transmission. I think we need to move from information transmission to transformation. And this transformation is required a lot for a critical thinking, for developing a social building for the students. The transformation in current education is required in higher education, especially for the developing a right and understanding in everyone. As it is being required, this is the current state where the values which they have learned from their childhood, they need to be become more deepened, and they need to verify that in that stage, because this is the right time where they need to have a lot of critical thinking. They need to have a time for a number of problems to be solved at that time. So the current education system need to have focus on making the content in such a way that will bring the transformation to each and every individual. So the transformation should incorporate the capacity of building the relationship with the other human beings, and with the consistently working in a habit with the working with the nature and the existence. So I do also agree on this, that the education in a higher education system need to incorporate various holistic tool, the holistic method, the value education which was discussed in this slide. I think this should be incorporated so that the all the graduate attributes which have been discussed should be the outcome of this education system. Already the outcome which has been already emphasized on various agencies, accreditation agencies, how we can fulfill this graduate attributes. This outcome can be achieved with the use of this holistic practice, so that leaders, so that ability to work with the team work can be incorporated, can be teach to the students of various courses of undergraduate and postgraduate. So I also being very agreed with this, that we should incorporate such a values content for the transformation of the students, rather than for normal information to the students. Thank you, Dr. Sunil.
Yeah, nice. Thank you so much, Dr. Rakavindra, for this very valuable insight and input. So you touched upon this transformation part very much, right? So in the current education system, this is not happening. Rather than focusing upon the skill part, the acquiring the skill part, the transformation is to be focused upon. Yeah, and also you thrust upon this holistic methods are to be employed into this. In this slide, I would like to continue the discussion with our next panelist, Dr. Jagdish Babu Bhaiya. Dr. Jagdish Babuji.
Yes.
Welcome to the discussion. So I would like to ask you regarding whether you would have listened to the previous two panelists regarding what is their take on the vision of on higher education. Now I would like to ask you regarding see, this education has to focus upon consciousness development of mankind. That's what we discuss in this particular session. And the priority has to be first for developing right understanding, followed by feeling in a relationship, and then physical facilities. So what is your take upon this? What is your view upon this?
Yeah, so good evening, Dr. Sunil Kumar. Greetings to all the panelists. So the discussion was the need of the hour, and we can see that the vision is now only focused on developing more and more physical facilities, where we are experiencing so many problems around us with the current vision of the higher education. So when we see the holistic development, as we discussed in this panel discussion on the UHV point, so we can see that the priority is right understanding at the first priority, and relationship with other human being as the second priority, and physical facility is also required, and it is at the third priority. Now the problem is, when we put physical facility at the first priority, then all the issues are happening, all the problems that is taking place. Now, if we develop this understanding in every human being, then we are working for this holistic development from the current state to the desirable state, where every human being lives with right understanding and with feeling of relationship. So our vision should be such that we have to take the students from discipline to self-discipline, and they have to be self-organized and self-confident. So if the vision of the higher education is a holistic vision, then we can see the fruitful results from these education systems, and we all can have this human order and mutual happiness and mutual prosperity in every human. So that's my view on this.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jagadish, for your views and your take upon this, the focus upon this human consciousness. That is what is needed as part of education. So you also go by the priority, right understanding, the first priority, relationship as second priority, and physical facility as third priority. But you said that when the focus is upon the physical facility, then this attention has to be brought back to the right priority as you propose over here. Through the so that the aim is holistic vision of life, and that may lead to a human order. Yeah, so we will discuss upon this further. Thank you. We will move on to the next panelist. So welcome, Dr. Amipara Monilal. I would like to ask you the same question. What is your take upon this? So we say in this as a proposal that the education has to focus upon consciousness development of mankind, and the priority has to be first to right understanding, development of right understanding in every individual, then relationship, and then the physical facility. So what is your view upon this?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunil, and greetings to all panelists. Now, in current system of education, because of the industrial revolution, people have running behind the skill education, and information technology revolution has given a boost to it, and people are concentrating on for the improvement of the lifestyle, for the accumulation of physical facilities, and they are running behind and entered into the trapping of the loop of the accumulation of physical facility. Without clarity, people are running behind. So, in this scenario, if we look back, whether have we achieved the could we remove the poverty? Have we achieved happiness in all everybody's life? Answer is no. So now if we critical think on this, then reason behind is that without clarity, we are running behind the physical facility. In fact, what is right understanding is lacking. And in the absence of right understanding, we are running behind the physical facility. So, very essential is to have a right understanding. Physical facility is required to protect and nurture the body, and which is very limited. And against that, we are concentrating more on physical facility and less on a self-development. Now, this with this right understanding, if we accumulate the physical facility, then starvation can be eliminated. It can be the whole total facilities can be shared. We need not to exploit the people, rather than that nurture all the four levels. Now, with this right understanding, if we go ahead, then physical facilities requirement will be enough for everyone. Same time, to be happy, we need to have a relationship. Now, if we lacking the relations, then also we are not happy. So, in relationship also, we need a right understanding, relation with right understanding. So, right understanding is on the top priority, whether it is a physical facility or relationship. So, first priority is the right understanding. With right understanding, if we go ahead with the relationship, and last priority, third priority is the physical facility, then this is a human consciousness, and we need our life to be transformed towards the human consciousness, and to build a strong right understanding and relationship. And in this scenario, whole in all four levels, people can be happy and can be in a harmonious life. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Dr. Amipara Onilalji, for this sharing. So you also reiterated what the previous panelists said, and you joined with the previous panelists, agreeing with their viewpoints also. But at the same time, you have given a very nice example of this prosperity part. That the removal of poverty, for example, that is again that is one of the SIGs, the first SIG, I mean this SDG, I would say. So removal of poverty, this is not. This can be ensured through right understanding in every individual regarding the requirement of physical facility. That part is emphasized by you. Yeah, that is a very nice point to take away from your sharing. Now we continue this discussion with our next panelist, Dr. Swayamprabha Satpathy. Welcome to the discussion for the first time in the first round. So I would like to ask you the same question. What is your priority regarding this right understanding, relationship and physical facility? Are you also going with the same priority, or do you have a different viewpoint? You can also talk about this question that today there is a lot of emphasis on research and innovation. Do you think that if we emphasize on value education, the institutions will not be able to progress in this direction? So you can respond to these two questions.
Yeah,
Dr.
thank you,
Swayamprabha.
Dr. Sunil. So we have actually been talking about this holistic development all throughout. And so when we talk about this holistic development, it's a kind of a transformation from a conscious understanding about, developing a perspective by ensuring in every child for a definite human conduct. So it's a kind of a way of living. But nevertheless, when we talk of research, when we talk of innovations, so we have come across a lot of innovation with the advent of technology and the advancement of technology. Say, for example, as in IoT, artificial intelligence and all. But what happens is there is a wide gap between what do I understand about how do I utilize this kind of research? Where do I utilize? And so ultimately, I come to a position, or the students, they come to a position where they are only in accumulating wealth through research also. So these days you can see that there is a lot of research being done, but which is all again with the intention of material gain. That is a physical facility. That's the only entity beyond anything that the people have. So when we talk about an undivided society, with the understanding, with the vision that we have to have a universal brotherhood. So definitely one has to develop this perspective of right understanding, as in what is the right understanding in every child, as in how do they have this intrinsic value of happiness? What is how do they bridge the gap between what am I and what I want to be? Yeah, and how this fearlessness in the society as is justice and relationship, that is, and how we can develop from each family to a world family. So I think with this consciousness, one has to develop a perspective towards it. Nevertheless, the innovations have to go side by side, but this has a priority over that. And moreover, we are working towards undivided society. So for an undivided society, definitely the transformation in individuals is very necessary. And when we talk about students, so they are the torchbearers of the nation. So once there is a transformation, if we can bring in understanding right human conduct with the right understanding and right feelings and relationship, the turbulences that the individuals have within themselves has to be first pacified. And then we can move on to other kind of, pacifying others or outside us. So with this, I think innovation and research is something which is to be taken care of. But nevertheless, understanding value, developing a vision for this a world family, a undivided world family, is also very important. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for that reflection, Dr. Swayamprabha. So the key thing which you have shared is we have to focus upon the undivided society when we work for this innovation and development by the students. Students are torchbearers for sure, as you said. So this has to be taken forward. Now, I'd like to have this second round of discussion, and in this I may shuffle the panelists also. So with this first round of discussion, what is evident is that the the vision for the human value education is essential. We have to work for the human consciousness than just working for this physical facility part. This is very evident as every panelist is agreeing to the development of right understanding in every individual, then working for relationship in every other human being, and working to ensure this participation in the larger order that is working for physical facility in the with the nature. This part is focused upon by every panelist so that the ultimate aim is to have this universal human order. In this light, I would like to come back to the panelist, Dr. Kumar Sambhav. Dr. Kumar Sambhav, so it has been stated by the previous panelists that though the students are working for these innovations are to be channelized so that the possibility of an undivided society is to be explored rather than just working for this, just for this physical facility. So what do you think? What is your take upon this particular aspect? That is, there is a lot of emphasis on research and innovation right now. Do you think that if we emphasize upon value-based education, the institutions will not be able to progress in this direction? What do you think upon this?
So what I think, Dr. Sunil, is that with emphasis on value education, the research and innovation will be appropriate. For a long time, we have been talking about appropriate technologies. Presently, if you see the kinds of research which are being conducted and the kind of innovation that we are into, many of them are not leading to a better state of society. So merely for the sake of money making or to overcome cutthroat competition, we are able to see that many of the startups are failing. The startups are also not able to work as a team. You can see so many startups which become unicorns and within no time, they are a complete failure. We have multiple examples, I will not name them here. But why is that happening? Why is the innovation failing? Right? Why we are having so many wars with so much of advanced research? Right? So somewhere we are going wrong. If the research is leading to more and more divisions in society, more and more wars and feuds in the society, right? More and more consumption and indulgence. If people are becoming lazier, if the society, if the families are breaking, and if the technology is contributing to it, then certainly we have to pause and think. So what I feel that once we emphasize on value education, the research and innovation will be in the right direction and also be appropriate. The quantity or the amount of research that we want to have, right? That would be taken care of. That we are able to also set a limit to the need for physical facilities that we require actually to lead a fulfilling life, to have a harmonious society. So the research cannot be a blind kind of research just to do something over and above what my neighbor has done. No, it has to have a goal. It has to have a vision. As we set a vision for institution, as we set a vision for our life, similarly, we have to set a vision for research and innovation also. But I don't see in any institution, they have this kind of vision for research. I only see that the institutions and the students are aiming for more and more research, right? More and more publications. But actually, where do we have to go? What does it have to lead to is somewhat missing. So I propose here that let us also have some vision and mission for research and innovation so that it goes in the right direction. And I feel that if the students are settled within, right, if they have harmony within, then they would be working in the needy areas. Presently, we can see that on one hand, there is so much accumulation of wealth and indulgence. On the other hand, we can also see the slum areas, the kind of pathetic condition that people are living in. On one hand, we are able to see surplus production of food, but on the other hand, we are able to see people starving, right? That's why in our country, 80 crore people have to be fed ration freely. Why is that happening? Can research ever contribute in that? And I'll close my remark by just saying that just count the number of problems that we have in the society and try to find out how many of these problems can be sorted by technology and how many of these problems can be sorted by setting the mindset of the people right. So let us think over it. I'll just complete by raising this question in front of all the panelists.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kumar. That's a very important question. So when this research is largely focused upon money making, just physical facility, at the same time, and also we focus upon this publication part by many of the researchers rather than the societal implication of this. You reiterated and you have emphasized upon this role of value education, that is to to have an appropriate research, to have this appropriateness in this research. It's a very nice point. So though we have been researching for a lot of time since now, since many past years, and there is no eradication of many of these societal issues. That's what you are posing upon. Now I continue with this discussion to Dr. Jagdish Babu. I know that you have been implementing this value education in this in your institution for many years. So, but at the same time, you would also have been focusing upon this research part with your students, I suppose so. And you have also done your PhD, and you are helping others to do this research in your institution. So, how do you see these two things? The offering this value education, will it help the research part, as Dr. Kumar Sambhav said? What's your take upon this? And will this also help the graduate attributes? What do you think?
Yes. So I totally agree with Dr. Kumar. So we have to have a vision and mission for the research. Rightly said by Kumar that today the research is ending up helping the wars or the technology or misuse or um, the skills the students are having and the efforts they are putting is ending up in the wrong side. So when students has this value guided skills, so then it can be a great help. So they have to be having this clarity what to do with the skills. Now where current focus is on how to do part. So let us all focus on this, and as outcome, we are able to see this common graduate attributes. We are making the students job ready. Let the vision be such that we help the student life ready. So with this holistic development, they can be having this holistic vision of life. They can see that they can have this fulfilling life and they can see the full human potential. And with this right understanding, they can be more responsible in the society, and we can have this in their behavior. So when they also work with rest of nature, when they work with rest of nature, they will be using this research and innovation to have eco-friendly and people-friendly technology, so which will be make them environmentally responsible also. So when they have this value-based education, then we are able to see them what we are observing in our institute when we have this value-guided skills. So and their behavior and their participation is also improving, and that's what we are able to see. And also, as discussed in keynote session uh, today, we can see that the competence of these students who is underwent this PhD courses is also improving, and they are all getting self-regulation and improving the health also. So, and ultimately, every human being wants to reach to this goal that to be happy and prosperous in continuity. So we can all see that reaching the state of excellence, and they're also thankful for the courses which is guiding them in right direction. So when the vision of the higher education is to guide the students in the right direction, the students will also have this feeling of gratitude towards the all the stakeholders. So this is how I see it, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jagdish. Particularly, you have focused upon this eco-friendly research, and you also have stated that if the students can be redirected, their attention is directed towards this eco-friendly kind of research and other things, as it is mentioned in the graduate attributes, they will be able to see their full potential, and they will be able to see what is human potential, and they can live by that, and they also can inculcate in them a feeling of gratitude towards the mentors for sure. Nice. We will continue this discussion. So I can see that you have been working in this line. That's why I asked this question to you first as an academician. Now I move over to Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey. Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey, I have learned that you have been working in this IKS, the Indian Knowledge System. So when you say this research publications, as mentioned by Dr. Kumar Sambhav, the research publications are the focus by many of the researchers, that the number of publications, for example. So how do you connect this value education with this research? Because we have proposed that the emphasis is largely upon the research and innovation, and when we emphasize upon this value education, will this work out really? And how do you connect this with these 6 graduate attributes?
Sir, I think I do agree with Dr. Kumar, sir. He already told that this research, innovation, and value-based educations are complementary. I think the more value-based education supports the research and innovation in the way of ethical consideration. The value-based education basically ensures the researchers to be more implicated toward the ethics. Not only that, it will increase the social responsibility. So the innovation will address the real world problems only, and they can be beneficial to the society. So this will give us sustainable solutions while doing the research. And the responsible innovation will also only the lead. There will be no such innovation which will harm the nature or may harm the people or the community peoples. Then the real value-based, if you go for a research, then it will be increase the critical thinking. The critical thinking, which is what is essentially required for research, will be only fostered for the research purpose. The value-based education also helps for increasing the collaboration, and this will be take place only when you have a value-based system with you. So there will be emotional intelligence. You will be have a healthy relationships with the other colleagues. You will have a very empathic with your teamwork. So the team collaboration will increase, and definitely that will result into good quality of research and innovation. And with this, there will be a lot of creativity. So I think that will be very, very relevant regarding the research and innovation. And with the relevant innovation, there will be a public trust with the institute, with your research work, and definitely that will be helping the collaborating or enhancing the communication with the society, which is the research society, which is dealing with this. Now, the second part of your question is about the desirable outcome. I think I do also agree with this point also, because when we see with the all the graduate attributes or the program outcomes which are being mentioned with the various agencies such as NBA, as accreditation agency has also mentioned the same. Around out of the 11 points, around the 6 points are mainly emphasizing on the holistic vision of the life and being socially responsible and leadership quality of the students. And this will occur only when there will be emphasis on the vision part and the value part, and the value part should be incorporated in the course curriculum of the particular program. So there is a need to incorporate the value for this, achieving this graduate outcomes. So the human conduct, the ethical human conduct, or being increasing the competencies and capabilities of the individual for awareing the social or for the participating with the society members or for the leadership development. I agree with this desirable outcome will achieve only and only by incorporating the value education in the current education system. So this is all about from my side, sir.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Dr. Rakhavendra, for your sharing. So you emphasize upon this graduate outcome towards the end, and also you go with what Dr. Kumar was telling in the beginning regarding the research part. So you have this say upon the sustainable solutions from research. That's what you said, and also critical thinking as an outcome of this research. That's very nice. Let us try to inculcate this part in every research scholar. Now, let us move on to the next panelist. There is a limitation of time also here, but we have to go forward. This is a very nice discussion that's going on. Now, in continuation with what we have been discussing, I would like to ask Dr. Amipara Manilal. You are a retired principal from my college, so that is what I learned from the sharing over here. Now, you have been working in an institution for maybe, I think, more than 30 years or maybe more than 40 years. With this, what you have seen, so when we propose these 6 graduate attributes here, among these 11 of them, which may be the program outcomes in education, possibly, how do you see its validity in the curriculum? Do you think they are valid in the curriculum, in line with this value education? What do you think?
See, today's curriculum, in fact, doesn't include the value education. And whatever curriculum I have seen is purely based on the skill requirement at the industry level. And they are supporting industry, and reason being the students is getting absorbed in industry, and whatever industry required, universities provide those skills. Now, ultimately, we are creating something like clerks or robots who go on working based on whatever is being taught or whatever being trained, whatever skills are being given. And especially when we talk about the happiness or about the nurturing the society, nurturing the nature, those things are lacking. And whatever we are doing, ultimately, people are running behind the physical facilities only. And now, with the right understanding, it is essential to inculcate in every human being so that instead of running behind the physical facilities, people can work on the right direction. So, as Dr. Kumar said, vision and mission, those vision and mission has to be in the right direction. Say, for example, atomic energy, it can create power also, it can create havoc also. We have seen in the Second World War. So, research in the right direction is very important, and work on the right direction and work towards the fulfillment of the human goal and human society's happiness is very essential. And for that, we have a capability, we have a competence. Only need is to develop in the right direction. So once we have a right understanding, we are going in the right direction, create a right feeling within us so that we can create a sustainable society. Even, for example, I will give one more example, the chemical industries. We have a lot of chemical industries in India. And what happens to chemical waste? They're simply putting inside the earth. And we are spoiling the fertilized soils. So these are the things which is without understanding. So with right understanding, we need to give a right solution so that we can nurture the all 4 levels rather than exploiting the 4 levels. Thank you.
Very nice. So thank you, Dr. Amipara Manilal. So you have exemplified regarding the ill effects of the research in society, and you thrust upon this right understanding in every individual to ensure this. So now, before we end this panel discussion, I would like to ask the panelist, Dr. Swayam Prabha, regarding a quick reflection regarding your take upon the, we say the formal education has to be a pillar for undivided society and universal human order. So how do you see this as a goal of education? Before we pass on to the,
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunil. So absolutely, because when we set a goal for education, so we have to also make the students understand about what is their value in the society. Because you see, as a chalk is though a inanimate object, but it creates a value while we are writing on the board. Without it, we probably cannot write on the board. Similarly, the students have to be made to understand about what is their participation in larger order that we are talking. How are they going to contribute to the society? How are they creating a kind of a fearless society where they understand that is what should be my relationship with nature, relationship with myself, and relationship with my family, to the world family. So when we talk about this right understanding and right feelings, it has to start with an individual and with a kind of his participation and creating value for himself. So how will he add value to the society? I think that is something which is very essential, what we have to inculcate. And education has a very important role in making the students understand about it. That is what is basically we are talking about is not a problem centric thing, but we are talking about a solution centric application. So when we talk about solution centric application, so definitely we talk about the right human conduct, and human conduct can come through only when we make them understand that is what is their value. Is it only value addition through accumulation, or value addition by participation in the larger order, like in the family, in individual level, at the level of family, and to a larger picture at the macro level, to the world family. So when we make them understand, I think that would work more, and the goal can be set in a better manner, rather than fixing up goals that are getting a fixed target, that this is what I'm going to get, which we do it through skills. When we teach them through skills, so it has to be more application, more there has to be a realistic approach. And as we say that when we are talking of value education, it is universal. It has nothing to do with any gender. It is not specific, confined to any kind of a caste system. And it is also rational, that is logical and verifiable at their own right, where they are not confined to any sort of do's and don'ts. So this is what I feel about setting up of goals for students, and how do we add value, and how do we teach them to add value to the society at a larger level. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swayamprabha. So the key focus of you is upon this participation in the larger order. The importance of the students in participating in the nature and participating in society. That's what you focus upon. Very nice. So because of time limitation, I think we have to stop this discussion upon here. But before we close the discussion, I request if the delegates have any question, you can ask the question right now. You can raise your hand. Any of the delegates has any question to any of the panelists? You can raise your hand. I can see many delegates are lined up over here. So if anybody wants to ask any question, you can raise hand. Yeah, I think that there is no question from any of the delegates for the time being. So I thank all the panelists for their contribution to this discussion. Thank you, Dr. Kumar Sambhav. Thank you, Dr. Rakhavendra Dubey. Thank you, Dr. Jagdish Babu Bellam. Thank you, Dr. Ami Para Manilal. And thank you, Dr. Swayamprabha Satpathy, and all the delegates for your keen listening in throughout this discussion. So what we discussed today is regarding the vision, the methodology part, the how to do part in the value education. So the key thing which we have tried to propose, and that was reiterated by many of the panelists, is the development for the human consciousness. Rather than just working for physical facility, working for just research and innovation, the research and innovation can also be focused towards developing this human consciousness. That's what being proposed by many of the panelists. That's a very good thing. So when we just work upon this research and development for publication of papers, and just to get money out of this, then this is not going to lead towards solution of any of the problem in the society. As for example, this poverty eradication. We have to go for this rationing, as Dr. Kumar said very rightly. So the solution of this societal problems can be focused upon by technological means. This can be one of the ways out. So the methodologies can be set very rightly, and we can work for the human consciousness. Ultimately, the aim can be upon the universal human order and eradicating this dividedness in society, so that it has to go for undivided society, and ultimately for the universal human order. So in a sense, that's what we have discussed. We have discussed a lot many things in between, like sustainable development, like communication with society, etc., and regarding the graduate attributes, many things. So everything is now getting connected when we work for this human consciousness than for the so just for physical facility. So once again, I thank all the panelists for your contribution. And now tomorrow we are going to discuss regarding the implementation part. So we have discussed regarding the need of this value education. Now today we discussed regarding the vision part of the value education, and tomorrow we are going to have a discussion upon the implementation part. So I welcome all of you to tomorrow's discussion. So I hope many of you have implemented this value education in many other ways, many different ways in your own institutions. So tomorrow when we meet, we can have a discussion upon your experiments with value education in your own institutions. So thank you so much once again for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, I need to ask two things.
Yeah, so I think we have still time left, 20 minutes, so we can make an appraisal of the way we conducted today, and then we can go to sleep. Yeah. Ji.
Bhaiya, I would like to ask, the timer is not working from my end. So can you please guide me how to start that?
Yes, there is some change today. I am also not able to see the timer the way it was visible yesterday, but some clock was appearing some way.
I have started the timer from the apps. Bhaiya.
Ji, but it was visible easily yesterday, bhaiya. I am not able to see put timer get. It is asking me to get timer.
Okay.
It is not working by itself.
Yeah, I got here.
Look into the technical leaders. Yeah, presently it is running.
I got in the app, bhaiya, I got.
Yeah, in the app it is there, bhaiya, but it is asking me to get, to add or something. No, to get.
Okay. The second thing, bhaiya, that implementation slides. The updated slide you will provide in the morning, or you will supply?
Okay, I'll try to provide either by tonight or by morning. See, the content is the same.
Yeah, that I got.
The questions are the same. Only the panelists have to be somewhat swapped if required. So
Yeah.
let us go through the PPT.
Yes, bhaiya.
Ji. So yeah. So any inputs from your side about how to improve? Nidhi, you are there?
Yes, bhaiya.
Ji.
Lot to improve for me.
Yes, Didi. Somewhat I'll say that.
Bhaiya,
I also
sorry
put
for
it
the
out.
interruption. Can
Yes.
we stop the recording when we are having this general discussion because it's
Yes,
live streaming?
certainly. Let us stop the recording.